Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Happiness Banner. Today we are talking about how to overcome depression. In our last teaching we talked about the signs and the causes of depression. I want you to give me your undivided attention so that you will be able to benefit from everything we have to offer today. I want you to be open-minded and listen attentively. The cause of depression, we've already treated that, so today we are diving into how to overcome depression. You know, what might cause somebody to be depressed might not cause another person depression. And we need one of the weapons we need to overcome depression is the right information. Once you are able to get the right information concerning your situation, you have an edge to overcome that depression. I want to challenge your core belief and your thoughts. I want to challenge your core belief and your thoughts. What are these core beliefs? They are beliefs that we have acquired over the years that might not necessarily be true, but we have internalized this principle and come to believe that they are true, and they may not necessarily be true. For instance, you need to distinguish between facts and truth. Sometimes people take facts for truth, but facts are just opinions that support truth. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to challenge your core beliefs, and I want to give you examples of some of these core beliefs. For instance, some people believe that nobody loves them. They believe that nobody loves them. They might have got that belief when they were young. Probably they were treated, they were not loved, or they feel they grew up in a harsh environment. So that idea came up when they were young that nobody loves me. So such people will grow up with that tendency, and they will go around nursing that nobody loves me. But it's not true. But down in their heart, they feel that way, and they believe it's true that nobody loves them. So that is one of the core belief I'm talking about. That is one of the example of a core belief. Like I told you earlier, that I'm going to challenge your thought process and your core beliefs. Sometimes if we are passing through certain things, we need to challenge our thought. But because of these core beliefs, we are not able to challenge our thoughts sometimes. Another core belief is, I am a failure. And people who tend to have that core beliefs are people that were told when they were young that anything you do, you don't succeed. It's like you are a failure. So they grow up with that notion that, oh, I'm a failure. Maybe they venture into something and the thing did not work out. Instead of them to try again, they will not just realize, well, I'm a failure, so I don't need to try again. That is a core belief. You are not a failure. Or children that we are often told that they are not intelligent. They will grow up with that notion that I'm not an intelligent person. I'm not an intelligent person. And that go a long way to affect the way they think, the way they act. It goes a long way to affect their social life. Some of these core beliefs are like truths that were twisted. Let me give you a good example of a truth that is twisted. For instance, some people will say money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. If it sounds right, but not until you take time, step back and analyze that statement, it's not correct. That's not what the initial quote was. It was the love of money is the root of all evil. So when somebody says money is the root of all evil, if you did not take time to listen carefully, you will just jump at it, accept it, and once you accept it, it becomes a core belief. There are so many other examples of core beliefs. From culture to culture, they have their own core beliefs. For instance, there are some people who have the belief that once you lost your husband, if your husband died, it becomes difficult for you to marry again. So if you're a woman and you fall into that category, you discover that you have already setting bar against yourself. So the core beliefs, there are so many, and I'm just giving this as an example so that you will understand what I mean when I say core beliefs. Another point of a core belief is heaven help those who help themselves. If you look at it, somehow it sounds good, but when you come to look at it logically, heaven help those who help themselves. Ideally, somebody who can help himself does not necessarily need help again. So it's not a right belief to accept. I want us to know that one of the weapons to overcome depression is the right information. The right information will help you to address your situation if you understand that what is happening. Now, the right information simply means understanding your situation. You know, Jesus put it in this way, that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now, once you are able to diagnose what is happening to you, once you are able to know that, okay, this is what is happening, and you understand it, your problem is already half solved. When Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, it is the truth he was referring to in that situation. It could apply to your situation. For instance, if you are married and you are looking for the fruit of the womb, you have to seek the truth concerning that point, that particular issue. Once you seek it and you internalize it, it becomes a weapon for you to overcome that situation. I want us to know that people react to depression or what causes depression in two ways. One, they either fight it. Two, they either run away from it. So people react to depression by flight, which is withdrawing from it or running away from it, not wanting to talk about it. Or the other one is fight. To fight means to confront, to challenge. And people who fight it, they would like to talk about it. And I want to submit that the right way to handle depression is for you to fight it. But fighting it, there are ways you can fight it the wrong way, and there are ways you can fight it the right way. I want us to know these tips. Now, this is the core point right now I want to tell you. The number one principle to overcoming depression, or a strategy for overcoming depression, number one of it is knowing the cause of your depression. Understanding what is causing your depression. Sometimes people will suffer from depression to a point that if you ask them what really caused this your depression, they begin to give you the symptoms. But until you treat the root cause, that depression will not go away. I handled a case recently of a young lady, and she has developed a lot of symptoms. And one of the symptoms she had was, that one was just a manifestation. She was struggling with alcohol. But that was not the cause. At the end of the day, talking back and front, we were able to discover that her depression started when she began to had dislikeness for the father, or like call it. The point is that you should, once you are able to understand the cause, the root cause of your depression, your problem is half solved. That leads us to the next point: knowing the truth about the cause of your depression. If you are able to know the truth about the cause of your depression, that is a win. That is a win, because sometimes we tend to misunderstood facts with truth. For instance, a lady that is fat, and maybe somebody call her fat, that can lead to depression in some people. It is a fact that she's a fat person, but the truth is that being fat does not stop her from achieving whatever she wants to achieve. The truth is that being fat does not stop her from having a good husband. Being fat does not stop people from loving her. So sometimes we miss the fact with truth, and sometimes it backfires. So we need to separate facts from truth. The third strategy to overcome depression is challenging the cause of your depression. Challenging the cause of your depression. And like I told us that the right way to handle depression is to fight. But we need to fight it correctly. We need to challenge it correctly. Let me give you an example. For instance, a lady that separated, she was divorced, and she was so bitter that every time she wake up in the morning, she begin to swear for the husband. You are not going to live well. You will die of accident. Blah, blah, blah. That is fighting the wrong way. So challenging it is, okay, I've known that this is the cause of my depression. How do I handle it? So you handle it positively, not in the negative way. Then the last point I want to mention here is forgiveness. Sometimes when I mention this, forgiveness and reconciliation, when I mention this forgiveness and reconciliation, some people will say, what does depression have to do with forgiveness or reconciliation? That leads me to my next topic. I'll be talking about forgiveness. So I want you to stay tuned. If you know this video has added value to your life, like it, share it with your family and friends. If you are new to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Stay blessed.